Hello, and welcome to the Jonny Almond SQF Food Safety Training Program. This program will explain everything you need to know on how to help us implement and maintain our SQF Food Safety certification. We use a PowerPoint to go through over all of our rules, policies, all the information that you'll need, and we will be uploading them into approximately 5 to 10 minute chunks on YouTube, so you can peruse them anytime you want to, and they are available anytime you would like to look over them. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the first section. We have a management commitment. Our management commitment states that our staff is involved in all aspects of production. They understand our policy, our commitment to high quality, safe products, and the importance of exceeding our customers' expectations. If this is your first time doing this training, then you might not fully understand this, but if you've been here for a while, you definitely know how important it is to us that we make good quality, safe products. We take food safety very seriously here. Our team is part of our continuous improvement system, which feeds off of our system reviews. Our staff is our most valuable asset. 100% that is for sure true. We have established a food safety and quality team and have provided them with training and the necessary support to enable them to facilitate the continuous improvement driven by senior management. The continued involvement of our staff is a main contributor to our success. Organizational chart. This organizational chart shows you essentially who you need to report to. You'll also note, very important, that everybody is highlighted in yellow. As you can see here, everyone highlighted is responsible for food safety. That means everyone. Everyone who walks into this building, even the people who don't work in the building, if they work for Jonny Almond, they are partially responsible for food safety. It is a team effort to have a food safe environment. You can see down here, we have the shipping and receiving team, cooking team members, bagging team members all report to the SQF practitioner or the production manager. There's also a maintenance department and a sales department, and all three of those areas report to the chief operating officer, and the chief operating officer reports to the president, who is Richard Crafser. Senior site management commitment. We have an annual review that is done by senior management. Every year, senior management has to review our policy manual, our internal and external audit findings, corrective actions, customer complaints, and root cause analyses that were conducted throughout the last year. Monthly, the SQF practitioner will update senior site management on any matters impacting the implementation and maintenance of the SQF system. Those updates, as well as management responses, shall be documented. SQF practitioners. We have 2 SQF practitioners on site. Casey and Brianna are both SQF practitioners. The duties required of SQF practitioners are to validate and verify the HACCP program, validate and verify prerequisite programs, develop, implement, and oversee SQF systems, communicate SQF systems to all management and employees, validate and verify all changes to the SQF system, provide training to all employees on the SQF code level 2, which is safety, revalidate any changes to HACCP or food safety fundamentals. Document control procedure. All policies, procedures, forms, and other documents are to be considered controlled documents. Only the SQF practitioners are authorized to edit SQF documents. Handwritten corrections must be signed and dated at each point of correction. Customer complaint procedure. All complaints must be recorded in the complaint log and investigated by the office manager. If a complaint involves a foreign object, every effort will be made to retrieve the object. If similar complaints are received, then a trend analysis will be completed to determine if corrective actions are adequate. Records will be maintained for 1 year. Crisis management plan. The purpose of the crisis management plan is that in the case of any emergency caused by an identified threat to the company's ability to produce and deliver safe and quality food, the food that would be supplied to customers would meet all finished product specifications. Essentially what this means, the easiest way to think about it, I think, is to use an example. So let's say, for example, that a tornado came through the area and hit part of the building. We would have to say, obviously this is a crisis, can we manage to send out good, safe product despite the crisis at hand? So in theory, if the only part of the building that was damaged was a small part of the office, then things could go on. If it was a small part of the shipping room, a little more complicated, but realistically we could probably still make safe product and be able to ship it out. However, if one of the cooking rooms was damaged, then we wouldn't be able to use that room, at least until we were able to determine how badly damaged it is, what is in the way of being able to make good product. Same thing if it was in the bagging room. So as you can see, we have to go through and basically figure out, could we go on at the moment without making massive repairs immediately. The team for this is Casey, Brianna, Rich, Rodney, legal counsel, SQF certification body, and an SQF consultant. Hold and release procedures directly affect the crisis management plan. We have to evaluate the condition of the plant, equipment, and affected product. Is the plant still operational? Conditions and usability of ingredients and packaging is examined. What is required to make the plant operational? Could production be outsourced? We have to notify suppliers, customers, and regulatory authorities, and we conduct a mock crisis on an annual basis. Specification development. The responsibility to develop specifications for raw materials, ingredients, packaging, hazardous materials, and finished products will be that of the Chief Operating Officer and President. All specs must comply with federal regulations. If an item falls out of spec, it must be placed on immediate hold, and the Chief Operating Officer or President will determine if the product is acceptable for use or if it is to be destroyed. Records of decisions must be kept on file. Raw materials and packaging validation. All high and medium risk products require a certificate of analysis or a COA. If a COA cannot be provided, in-plant sampling and testing must be done. Low-risk products will be validated by sampling and testing. Food contact packaging materials shall require a letter of guarantee regarding federal law relative to chemical migration. This is why all incoming material are placed on hold when received. The production manager must check each item for the necessary paperwork. Never use product that is on hold. Please call the production manager. Anytime you come into the building, anything that has a hold sticker on it, you can't use. If you put anything on hold, you should also notify management immediately. That is on another slide later, but I think it's important to bring up often because it is such an important rule. And again, the main thing you need to take away from here is all high and medium risk products require a certificate of analysis. Label review and approval. Development of labels and initial approval is the responsibility of the President. Reviews and reprints is the responsibility of the Chief Operating Officer. All labels must comply with FDA regulations, including Food Allergen Labeling and Consumer Protection Act. A record of all label and proof approval will be maintained. Obsolete labels and packaging will be reviewed by the Chief Operating Officer or President and either disposed of or inventoried for possible future use. Approved Supplier Program Part 1. To ensure that food safety and quality parameters are considered when suppliers are chosen, the Chief Operating Officer must evaluate and monitor supplier performance and products. Receipt of materials from non-approved suppliers shall be in emergency situations only, and the product must be inspected prior to use. New suppliers must provide samples, COAs, or letters of guarantee, as well as copies of their food safety controls for high and medium risk products. Low-risk items will involve on-site evaluation. Performance of approved suppliers must be monitored and reviewed. High-risk items are peanuts, cashews, pecans, and occasionally we do get in walnuts and pistachios. The main high-risk items, though, that we work with are peanuts, cashews, and pecans. Medium-risk items are cinnamon and pasteurized almonds. The almonds are only considered a medium risk because they are pasteurized. Low-risk items would be pretty much everything else, all of our liquid flavorings, sugar, honey, salt, spices. We don't really use any spices currently, but we used to use a lot of them, so cinnamon doesn't count. It is a medium risk, but most spices are a low risk. Cone bags and any of our contract services, any of our packaging really is pretty low risk. Contract service providers must have written contract if they impact the food safety program we have here. They must list specific services provided, and they have to be an approved supplier.